On today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a bunch of transfers. But first, remember to hit that like button, subscribe button, and leave your comments down below in the Q&A section. Also, we're going to be talking about yesterday's game. Obviously, we had a 0-0 draw against Burnley at home. Sad result. We're also going to talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and his possible transfer move. Will it go through or will it not go through? As a moment, it does not look like it will go through. We'll be talking about Luka Jovic, a possible Luka Jovic move last minute. Also, David Ornstein has some reports about Alexander Isak and a £77 million move possibly on the cards. Former teammate of Martin Odegaard, could it happen? Also, Jonathan David will be one of the Arsenal targets that we'll be discussing today, in addition to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Everton striker. We're also going to get into the center midfielder Arthur and Fabrizio Romano's latest updates in regards to Dusan Vlahovic. A bid has been confirmed, everything else has been confirmed, but the agent is still not picking up the phone. And you know what, at this point it looks like Arsenal have hung up on their opportunity of signing Dusan Vlahovic. On today's show, let's get the show started. Bang! Yes, people, you already know what it is, the Kitty G on EGTV, and we're back again, guys. Do me a favor, we got 10 people in the chat already. Smash that like button. But before we get any further, I just want to say thank you for all the support, guys. Your support has been amazing. We're on the road to 10K. Almost there, just a little bit under 300 subscribers to get there, and we're going to get there. Today, I got two wonderful guests, plus more coming through. We're going to be talking about Dusan Vlahovic. We're going to be talking about David Ornstein's update on the whole striker situation at Arsenal. We're going to get to Alexander Isak, and apparently Arsenal might make a last-minute move for Alexander Isak. And would it be worth 77 million? We're going to get into that. Plus, Arthur Melo's situation, he looks close, but how close is he? We're going to get into that also. Plus, there's a situation with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Will he be moving to Saudi Arabia? Will he be moving to France? Will he be staying at Arsenal? We need to find out. And a last-minute move possibly could be on the card for Luka Jovic. Yes, Luka Jovic. But yeah, let's get into it. We got Gunnar King in the house. Big up Gunnar King. We got Jasmine in the house. How you guys doing, guys?
Doing great, Igal. How are you?
You guys good? I can't hear you. Did anyone respond? Oh.
Yeah, man. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect. Jasmine in the house? What are you saying?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly clear, bro. But yeah, guys, how's everything going on, man? Since the Burnley game, how you guys feeling? Honestly, I was very deflated yesterday, very deflated. And you know what? After we had a bad result, usually crazy news comes out. And you know what? Monday did not let us down. A lot of crazy news came out. So
you know what the worst part is now? We have to wait for 17 days after that horrific result yesterday. Like, if you have a game in the next few days, you can just get over it. But now you have to wait for 2.5 weeks.
Man, I hear that. Definitely do hear that. And you know what? The craziest thing for me is exactly as you said. How long do we have to wait until our next game? It's ridiculous. We have to wait 17 days until Arsenal's next game. That is a long time, my friends. When was the last time we had a break this long in mid-season? Like this winter break thing, I don't like it. What about you guys?
No, man, I don't like it. And plus the fact that two of our games in February, like Chelsea and Liverpool, are also not happening because of Chelsea going to Club World Cup and Liverpool with the Carabao Cup final. So not only do we have to wait 2.5 weeks, even in February, we are only playing 2 games instead of 4, which is crazy. Man. Which is crazy.
The thing is, though, I think this works in our favour. I think it gives us a chance to rest a lot of players. We've had a lot of injuries at the moment. And I think also it gives Arteta an opportunity to really work with the players on the training pitch, especially with new players, assuming we're going to make some new signings, rather than kind of casting them to the wall straight away. It gives you a bit more of a bedding in period with the training sessions. If they're coming from another country and they don't speak much English, then at least they get some English lessons in for the communication on the pitch as well. So it's obviously you want to have a game every weekend, but from a perspective of the other clubs that are going to be playing more matches, we're going to be really rested going into the tail end of the season.
Yeah, but then don't you think because we are going to get 2 more games rescheduled for Chelsea and Liverpool, and at the end of the season, it's going to be a fixture pile-up for us. So what was going to be our advantage, like playing one game a week, is going to be a disadvantage later on in the season, because we already have 2 games to reschedule, and then it's going to be Chelsea to reschedule, Liverpool to reschedule. It's going to be 4 games to reschedule. So I think it's going to...
So they're both at the moment. They're both in 4 competitions, including the Carabao Cup final. They're still in the FA Cup. They're still in the Champions League, and there's still a lot to play for in their league campaigns as well. Can they afford to play a weak team in any of those games? Maybe the domestic cup ones, but who's it going to be worse for if it's eventually refixtured? It's going to be worse for those teams than it is for us. Yeah, they've got bigger squads with better players, but their best players would have played more matches. And who knows? That might give us an edge. Never know, man.
Igal, you're on mute.
Sorry. Aslan, Tommy, how you guys doing?
I'm all right, bro. How are you? Not too good. 2 points dropped against Burnley. My country, Nigeria, we got knocked out of the AFCON against Tunisia, and our women haven't been playing well, so not good for me. And so get rid of him now, because I'm sick of people defending this manager. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, get rid of him. Ranieri just got sacked today, and Ranieri's left before this clown. Not good enough. The board needs to pull their finger, get rid of him, bring Ten Hag. I don't care what people say. I know he's not going anywhere, but you know what? At this rate, we are going to finish 7th. I don't want that stupid Conference League. That is not my level. I want top 4, but no. Top 4 is between West Ham, Man United, Tottenham, not us. I'm sorry, we're out of it. Not with this manager. He's got to be some responsibility. I want him out of my club now.
Bro, that is
With
a lot of
2 points off United, having played a game less.
Doesn't matter. Man United have Ralph Ragnick. West Ham have Moyes. Tottenham have Conte. We've got a novice manager. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He should have been sacked. Finish him 2 back-to-back 8th. That's not good enough. This is Arsenal Football Club. We should be finishing top 4, and we should be challenging for a league title. If this manager, he's lucky to still be in the job. He's lucky. Ranieri got sacked today, bruv. And obviously Watford haven't won one of the games since November. But Ranieri's clear of Arteta, and he's left before him. Why is this manager still here?
Okay.
It's his fault, yeah. The midfield is weak. It's his fault he loaned that Guendouzi, Torreira, Maitland-Niles. It's his fault. He knew Partey and El Neni were going to AFCON. Why did you loan that Maitland-Niles? To do what? Why did you loan them out for? For what? You know the midfield's weak. It's his fault. I love Patino. I love Lokonga, but they're too lightweight for me. I told people have hounded me. I told people not to get carried. I told people this manager is not good enough. I've warned people about this manager, and people, you guys have got mud in your faces. I told you about this manager.
Tommy, chill for a second.
I don't think he's our biggest problem at the moment, personally.
I'm not going to spend the whole stream talking about Arteta, but Aslan, how you doing? And why did you change your name to PG? Don't follow me. Follow me.
Good evening, dear chap. I don't know who this Aslan is you're talking about. My name is PG, Positive Guna. Good evening to you and the chats on the panel as well, and everyone tuned in. Thank you allowing me to come onto your platform. Very much appreciated, Igal. Thank you very much. Good chat.
Okay, just got here. All I hear is Iga asking him how he was. Yeah, all I did was ask him how he was, and he went in on Arteta. But yeah, RIP Shocks, my guys. Have you guys seen the video that Melina did on Shocks? That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But before we get any further, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. We got 30 people in the chat right now. Really do appreciate all the support. We only got 15 likes. You guys can do better than that. But let's get started. On today's show, what we're going to be talking about is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and the first topic about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is very interesting. He could end up leaving the club, guys, but guess what? Apparently, he's rejected a move to go to Saudi Arabia, and he could end up going to Marseille. Now, Marseille have said they want him, and there's a lot of talking points today around Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So how are we going to do this? We're going to talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's possible exit from Arsenal. I want to get on 2 topics. One, do you want Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to stay? Would you want him sold? right? What are we going to do with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? And also, if you guys haven't heard the crazy statements from Adebayo talking about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's situation in Arsenal, I will let you guys know what he said in a moment. It was actually pretty crazy because I did not expect Adebayo to add his 2 cents onto this. Why is he even speaking on the situation? I think they put a microphone in front of his face and they just asked him about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's situation. Next thing you know, he started speaking about how the Arsenal fan base are not forgiving and how we still haven't forgiven him or something like that. Crazy quotes. So let me tell you guys what he said. When speaking about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's situation, Adebayo, Arsenal don't forgive. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang Adebayo on Aubameyang's situation. This isn't the first problem. It happened to me with Arsenal. I know it's a different situation going through it, but I know what he's going through. That's what they do at Arsenal. You can do whatever you do, but they never knew how to forgive. Interesting. So basically, he's saying at Arsenal we don't know how to forgive. At Arsenal Football Club, we do not know how to forgive. And this is what Adebayo was saying about his move to Man City and how the Aubameyang situation looks. So right now, let's talk about it. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What do you guys got to say about Aubameyang? Because in my opinion, he should be sold. But if we cannot get him sold, we need to play him because we don't have enough pieces to the puzzle right now. We're short so many guys. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll let you go first, Gunnar King. And Dylan's in the house, bro. But yeah, go ahead.
Man.
You saying?
I mean, look, I've defended Aubameyang. I can't anymore. I've been on your streams, like defending him, against others, saying that he'll find his best form again. Towards the beginning of the season, he did. As soon as ill discipline became, came into question again surrounding training. This after he did exactly the same last season before the North London derby, the most important game on any fixture. We all know what happens. Beginning of the season, the fixture list comes out. What game are you looking for? Tottenham at home. Not even the away game. You want to know when they're at home first. That is the first game you look for, no matter how washed that tin pot club is. That is the first name that you look for, right? And of all games for him to be late for, it was that one. But the thing is, the irony, to tie it in with what you just said about Adebayo saying that we're not a forgiving football club, that's exactly what Arteta did. He forgave him. He gave him an olive branch, offered him a route back into the first team, and he's done the same thing again. I'm sorry, man. Like, he's got to go, and it ties in with his form dipping. There's other strikers out there. He's on a big wage. We get that off of our wage bill. I mean, that's what 3-4 players bringing in. Young players that we're bringing in at the moment, whose wages that could pay. So for me, the sooner we get rid of him, the better. I can't see him playing because it's become evident now, even though Lacazette doesn't score goals, by default, he's the better of the two strikers in Arteta's system. We've scored a lot more goals before January with Lacazette playing up front. So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. We try and get rid of him in this January. If we can't, we do it in the summer. I just think we need to... We keep having these incidents of ill discipline on and off the pitch. And I think, a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but Guendouzi's a good player and this guy and that guy's a good player. No, if you can't do the basics, if you can't toe the company line, if you can't basically behave in a way that a captain, not just a player like Guendouzi, you're the captain of the club. If you can't behave in a way that should be expected and you're constantly bringing us into disrepute, then just go. Sorry, man. Mad rant, but yeah.
I'm just gonna ask the boys, everybody here, Aubameyang, do you still want him sold, or do you think there's if we don't get a striker, we need him?
Sold, please.
The thing is, like, we never heard the other side of the story from Aubameyang. Like, I've seen fans slaughtering Aubameyang, like saying, he should go. We haven't even heard his side of the story. I'm questioning, like, all these players, they never had any issues with previous managers. So why are all of a sudden all the players are having issues under Mikel? Like,
Aubameyang definitely had issues with previous managers, by the way.
But Thomas, that was once. But Thomas Tuchel came out and said when he was Chelsea manager, he came out and said, he's pretty good in training. So he only had one issue at Dortmund, That was because he was about to leave, and that's pretty much it. He never had any other issues. And Thomas Tuchel himself said that he's a very good lad in training. He always gives his best. So I mean, I'm not defending Aubameyang. I mean, he could be wrong, but I'm saying is we should listen to his side of the story as well before we all slaughter Aubameyang. That's all I'm saying. And the other point,
you selling him or you keeping him?
Well, if you're not going to play him, just sell him, because there's no point paying his wages and keeping him. So either you sell him. If you're not able to sell him, then bring him back in February. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Someone saying, who's the new guy? He sounds familiar. Is he on Spaces? Yes, he is. That's Jasmine. Dylan, bro, just let me know when you park up, man. I don't want you getting into a car accident. Okay, Dylan?
All right. Yeah.
All right, peace out, Dylan. And then Azan, what are you saying? Because I already know what Tommy's saying.
Sorry, Igal, dear chap. My name's PG, my friend. I don't know who is this Aslan or AK you refer to me as. My name's PG. But again, thank you for allowing me for coming onto your platform, and hello to the gentlemen on the panel and everyone tuned in. About Aubameyang, I'll be honest with you, sir. Whatever our owner, whatever our CEO, whatever our technical director, whatever our manager want to do with this fine gentleman in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I'm all for, sir. So whatever my club decide to do, I'm fully behind it 100%.
Why are you speaking like that?
Thank you.
Okay, he's putting on a persona today. I get it. What are you saying, Sam? Aubameyang, what do we do with him? Because his move got rejected over there. Aubameyang's team rejected a move to Saudi. They feel like he still has time. He still has time to give at the top level, and he still feels like there's one more move where he can make before he's like down in those leagues. He still thinks he could play in one of the top 5 European leagues. And Marseille currently have a transfer ban, so they won't be able to get him, I don't think, in the summer. But if they did make a move now, maybe they'll be able to get him. What are you saying?
This guy was playing top forward. The lowly top level team that will take him is Norwich or Dusseldorf. At the end of the day, he is finished, bro. He's finished. He has let the club down on every single way. He has set a bad precedent. Okay, his time is over, bro. The past couple of years, he was a positive energy in the locker room. Since he's got the captain's armband, he's disgraced it again and again and again. How can you? The first stretch where it was North London derby, you come in late to the North London derby. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much what you do, or if you have something on somewhere else. You wake up early. You're the first one there that day for the North London derby. There's no excuse. You get paid the most out of everyone in the football club. Anyone in our history hasn't been paid more than you. £300,000 a week. £300,000 a week. And you can't even wake up. Be the first one to... Not even be the first one to make it on time. You're late. This has happened more than once. You're late repeatedly and you're the captain, bro. You should go wherever it fits you. You don't have the privilege of choosing the club you want to go to. Unfortunately, he's lost that privilege.
Okay, so I'll tell you this right now. PSG, Juventus, Marseille, Al Arabi, and Newcastle have all been interested in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but nobody seems to be wanting to make a move for him now. It looks like Arsenal will be holding on to him until the summer. What do we do with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Do we play him or leave him in the reserves? Guys, let me know.
I'll leave him in the reserves. I do not want this guy anywhere near this team. He's done. He's finished. Like what Sam said, he's done out there. Like he's 32. He's past his best.
Let me just read this comment. Aubameyang is not finished. I blame the crap tactics. His decline last season. Besides, every player was poor last season. Dylan, what do you play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang or do you get rid of him? Dylan, you there? Woohoo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, no, we're having signal issues.
Can I respond to a comment?
Can
I say something?
1 second, Samuel. 1 second, Samuel. Everybody here, just give me a yes or no. Do you play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for the rest of the season? Do you play him at all for the rest of the season? Yes or no?
No.
Yes, yeah. No?
No.
Okay. What about you? PG?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, fine sir?
Do you play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for the rest of the season? Yes or no? At all? If he's still in the team.
Again, Igal, whatever the manager decides to do, I'm fully behind him. I trust in Mikel Arteta. I believe he's the truth. I don't understand all this talk about him being inexperienced, being on work experience. At the end of the day, he's got the looks, man. Immaculate hair, amazing smile, those piercing eyes, and we have that great chant, that amazing banner plastered at the carpet, we have the best looking Spaniard, amazing chant, the best chant that I've ever heard in world football. So yeah, again, like I said, whatever the manager decides to do, I'm fully behind, in front, in full support, basically. So that's what I need to say. Yeah,
we got 65 people in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Just before we move on from the topic, a lot of people are saying yes, you still play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Anybody here saying yes? Besides, before I go to Samuel.
Well, if you're gonna keep him, if you're not gonna sell him, I would keep him on the bench just in case. Like I'll ask the panel: would you rather have Nketiah on the bench or would you have Aubameyang on the bench? Like I would have Aubameyang on the bench.
Aubameyang, 100%. Today I see.
I'll have Neva for me. Neva.
I thought I was cagey for a second, bro.
No, but we can say neither. But we know what's gonna happen. Arteta is gonna bring Nketiah in each and every freaking game. So I'd rather have Aubameyang coming on instead of Nketiah. That's all.
Yeah, true, I understand, but like he's finished, mate. He's 32. What can he hold up the ball? What does he bring to his game? Nothing.
Well,
am I having connection issues?
There's better strikers than him. Like Lewandowski's better than this fraud, man.
Can you guys see me, or am I having connection issues?
You could see you just fine, bro.
Okay. We're moving on from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Just before we move on, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button while you guys are here. The next topic we're gonna move on to. Honestly, some of you guys might be sick and tired of hearing these recycled names. One, Julian Drexler, we heard about every single summer. These guys that we hear about every single summer. And you know who this next guy I'm going to mention, we hear about him all the time. Every time we're linked to a striker, it comes back to a certain Real Madrid player. A certain Real Madrid player keeps coming back to our name. And it's not Benzema. I wish it was Benzema. That we kept getting linked. But no, Luka Jovic. Can you guys please mute yourself for a second? Let me just land this and then we'll go. Luka Jovic is now linked to Arsenal again. Yes, Luka Jovic, Real Madrid striker who's been having a tough time getting game time, who's gone on loan a couple times and has been successful on some of his loans, but game time at Real Madrid has been bad for him. And today, the Evening Standard have reported that Arsenal have been in contact with Real Madrid over Luka Jovic, and during this January transfer window, could look at him as a possible loan deal to help them out in their pursuit for a striker. Yes, if their pursuit for Isak and obviously Dusan Vlahovic does not come through, this would be another alternative. It is not the prime source. It's not one of the best sources. The Evening Standard are like a tier 2, I would say. They're not a tier 1 in my opinion. But of course, we cover Arsenal news. This is the story today. Luka Jovic has been reported being lined up for a possible loan deal with an option to buy for 50 million. Honestly, I would not buy him for 25 million, let alone 50 million. But if we can get him on loan, possibility. I don't want to know what you guys think. Would you take Luka Jovic on loan for Arsenal Football Club until the end of the season? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Everybody in the comment section, let me know. And just before we get started, I'm going to go to Samuel first. But yeah, guys in the comment section, so you guys know, this is a loan deal with an option to buy. That is what is being reported from the Evening Standard. But yeah, let's go. Samuel, what are you saying?
I'd rather recall back Tyrese John Jules from loan.
What? Come on,
I'd rather recall Tyrese John Jules from loan. Because listen, this Luka Jovic will not bring anything to the Premier League. He's a flop at Real Madrid, right? He hasn't been successful since Frankfurt. It's been years since he's had a successful career. As Arsenal Football Club, we want the striker position to be the best in the business. We want good players. He's okay at best, but as of right now, I don't think he'll cut the mustard in the Premier League. He won't cut the mustard. Simple as. As Arsenal fans, we should demand higher level end strikers. I'd rather have Isak over him. Isak's a way better player. Isak, will bring a lot more to this team. God, King, why are you looking at me like that? Because Isak
No. I agree with you. Isak's a baller.
Can I just reply to that quickly?
Go on.
Go ahead.
You do realise that there were 2 seasons in the Bundesliga where only Lewandowski scored more than Jovic. He outscored Haaland. He did it twice. In his last campaign in the Europa League, he scored 10 goals in 14 games, which included goals against Chelsea. So to say he wouldn't do anything in the Premier League when he scored against the Premier League team that won the Europa League that season, I think you're underestimating this guy, man. To say he didn't do anything at Real Madrid, what happened with a lot of young players at Real Madrid. They went there, they were sold a dream, they were told they would get game time, and then they just carried on playing Benzema and obviously Vinicius Jr. started firing again. As what happens? Look at what happened when Man United bought Telles. All of a sudden, Luke Shaw starts pulling out world-class performances. So I get what you're saying. His career wasn't a success at Real Madrid, but I think there's context there that you missed out. Like, there is a player there. He's young, right? And I think if you're going to take him on loan, it's not the worst signing in the world. It might be one of those situations where we all wanted Maddison this summer, right? Yeah. And we settled for Odegaard. Everyone was like, oh, well, I guess we're going to have Odegaard. And look how that turned out. I just think a new lease of life. You look at his attributes. He's strong. He can hold up the ball. He's got a good finish. He's decent in the air. He fits the profile of what we're looking for. Yes, I'd rather have a Vlahovic. I'm not convinced that Isak has done on the Europa League or the Bundesliga stage, the equivalent in the Spanish league. Isak isn't as proven. Like, he's not anywhere near as proven. So I just think, I think your take is more based on it's not Vlahovic and it's not Isak. And yeah, look, we want the best, but the reality is when you're going for the best, when you don't have Champions League football, as you're seeing with Vlahovic, that's not always going to be the case. So you've got to go for the next, it's just the reality until you can get back to those Champions League places, then you can revise the quality of players you're going for, I think as a stepping stone guy coming in on loan, it wouldn't be the worst thing we've done in the world.
Let's just check. Fabrizio Romano tweeted something. What did he tweet? Okay. He didn't say nothing. He didn't really say anything. Let's not even worry about it. We'll get there when we talk.
Can I just counter? Can you make the argument that he's been good?
Just one second. Just so everybody knows, what we're talking about right now is Luka Jovic has been linked to a move to Arsenal. The story is Luka Jovic could be a last-ditch tackle to sign an alternative to Vlahovic, as currently Vlahovic looks untenable to possibly get. It does not. A wrong choice of wording. Not possible to get at this moment, and his agent is not answering the phone. As Fabrizio Romano has just reported 13 minutes ago, Arsenal still have a chance to get him, but it's very unlikely. Where he's kind of just leaving that little bit of room. Samuel, I'll let you respond to my guy, but let's just go through everyone before you go back to him. Jasmine, what do you think? Luka Jovic? Yes, no, maybe. I think
I'll take him on loan, but I won't go for the buy option right now. Just on loan.
Yeah, because they're asking for 50 million. That's ridiculous for a guy who's flopped.
We don't know how he's going to perform in Premier League. So if it's a loan, I'm fine. But yeah, that's it.
Vlahovic to Juve. I told y'all this is from the start. Yeah,
he's saying y'all all your hard.
Yeah, he did tell us that. Dylan's back in the house. Yo,
sorry guys.
No worries. Thomas, what are you saying? Luka Jovic to Arsenal. Would you take it? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Obviously, Real Madrid, I think it hasn't worked out for him, because I don't think Carlo Ancelotti plays him enough or something. I think it hasn't worked out for him, but I'll take him on loan, not permanently on loan. I still want Vlahovic and Isak. I still want both, but I'll take him on loan. Obviously, I don't think. Yeah, like I said, I don't think Ancelotti plays him enough in it because of Benzema. But yeah, I'll take him on loan. Why not?
Dylan, would you take Luka Jovic, or do you think that's too much of a step down for what we've been looking at?
Step down. We've got fucking Lacazette and Eddie up front. Anything's a step up. I'd rather Chris Wood than those frauds up front, honestly.
I prefer it.
Okay. What about you, Aslan? Or PG?
A PG, you mean?
Yeah. Honestly, if my manager and my club are interested in him, 100% thumbs up. If they're not, then yeah, it's a thumbs down. But I'm not surprised why we're linked to him. Because he's a Real Madrid player. And we all know Real Madrid is a real team. Of real football heritage. They're a very highly successful club. And yeah, and goddamn, just look at those quadriceps, the quads. What an athlete, because looks matter in football, so, and oh my days, look at those quads. I wish I had those quads. Yeah, so whatever the club decide to do, I'm fully on board. Fully on board.
PG, can you go back to normal? I hate this guy.
PG,
I fucking hate him.
This guy's funny.
Guys, please stop for a second. Long story short, thumbs up or thumbs down. Because I think on loan at the moment, if we cannot get anybody else in, I'll take him on loan because I think he's better than what we currently have in our ranks.
100%.
And we cannot depend on Lacazette for the whole season. We cannot depend on Eddie as a backup. And as we've spoke about earlier, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang looks like he's not coming back into this team. So on loan, yes, but permanent.
I'll take him on loan.
I'm not paying 50 million pounds for Luka Jovic. I think that's
he's not worth 50. No.
That's mad. Yeah, Samuel, go ahead. Just before we move on to the next one. The next one's a good one.
When you brought about the Bundesliga point with Jovic, who was like one of the top scorers behind Lewandowski, you can make the same argument for Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Okay, those two are some of the best players in the Bundesliga, touted as world-class talents, and they've come to the Premier League, to Chelsea, and apart from Havertz's Champions League final goal, okay, yes, and Timo Werner, they haven't been as expected. You could consider them as being, you can consider them being flops because they haven't reached the.
Yeah, but maybe you never know. Luka he's a different body type as well. He might be able to suit the Premier League. So who knows?
Son also came from the Bundesliga. Son came from the Bundesliga.
Aubameyang came from the Bundesliga. He killed it.
Aubameyang came from the Bundesliga, and he was very good to begin with.
He hit the ground running when he came to us in 2008, and Aubameyang hit the ground running when he came to us.
Yeah, he definitely did. But yeah, let's talk about another player who did play in the Bundesliga and was actually a teammate of Aubameyang's, also played in Spain and was a teammate of Martin Odegaard's, and also has been killing it last year in the Spanish league. Played in the World Cup, won man of the matches, impressed people during the World Cup. Let's talk about him. His name is Alexander Isak. This is a guy who we've been targeting for a while now. We're going to be getting into this story. 1 second as I just mute everybody so I can get this through. So if you guys don't already know about the Alexander Isak story, this is how it goes. Arsenal have been reportedly going after Dusan Vlahovic for a little while now. And throughout this whole search for Dusan Vlahovic, we have had alternatives ready to go to speak about. In the summer, we heard that Alexander Isak's release clause was possibly going to be triggered by Arsenal, which it subsequently was not, and they gave him a new contract, which was a mistake in my opinion. We should have gone after him in the summer when he was only 60 million. Now, Arsenal are pushing their pursuit, as reported by The Athletic and David Ornstein. We are now pushing our pursuit for Alexander Isak as an alternative to Dusan Vlahovic, as the Dusan Vlahovic deal looks more and more unlikely to happen every single day. Currently, Arsenal are looking at the Serbian, but of course, Alexander Isak is the alternative that we've been looking at, as reported by David Ornstein this evening. Arsenal would be even possibly willing to trigger the 77 million release clause. That's 77 million pounds release clause. That's what I heard today. And the main point is, if the Dusan Vlahovic deal is dead in the waters, Arsenal are prepared to sign Alexander Isak. And Alexander Isak, we are currently the favorites to sign Alexander Isak because Barcelona were in for him. And his current club, Real Sociedad, have said that they would not be interested in selling to a Spanish team. They would rather him go abroad, and he's made it known that he is an Arsenal fan. He'd want to join Arsenal, and unlike Dusan Vlahovic, who wants to join Juventus and does not want to pick up the phone for Arsenal, so he wants to join Arsenal. He would want to join Arsenal. He's been my first choice from the beginning, if you guys remember. And at this point, Dusan, the question I have to ask you guys is not if you take Alexander Isak, but is he worth the 77 million? And at the moment, that is the question I need to ask everybody in the comment section. Is he worth the 77 million? And you know what? Is it destiny that we get the guy who was supposed to be Aubameyang's replacement originally at Dortmund, the guy who didn't work out at Dortmund. He played with Martin Odegaard over there in Spain and had an amazing season. When he played with Martin Odegaard, he had his best season as a footballer the season that he played with Martin Odegaard until last season. So he started off his first season with Martin Odegaard, which was 2 years ago. He put up numbers unlike anything before. He had 16 goals, 3 assists. Martin Odegaard had 7 goals, 9 assists. And if you rewatch that one game versus Osasuna where they won 3-1, Martin Odegaard got a goal and assist, and he got a goal, and they fully dominated that game. I feel like if we did bring him, he'd be absolutely amazing. But can we bring him in this January window? I don't think we can. It's going to be very difficult, but there's still hope. There's still hope. But yeah, let's go to the panel. Let's see what everyone has to say. Alexander Isak, is he worth 77 million? And first of all, we got Matt in the house. Matt, what's up?
What's good, bro? I got a quick comment about, I was just driving, so I stopped, and it's snowing in the East Coast here. Guys were saying, like, I don't know, some fans, I feel like they were not breastfed, and therefore they start playing FIFA a little bit. Oh, get rid of what's his name, Aubameyang. How you get rid of Aubameyang? I'm like that. This type of mentality. Oh, he's 32 years old. 32 is the new 25, new 26, new 27. They're not like, we're not in the 60s and 70s standards where football players used to smoke cigarettes and go drink after the game. No, bro, football changed. These motherfuckers are on a strict regimen, on a strict routine. So 32 is still can give another 3-4 seasons. It's just Arteta is a knobhead. You don't know how to communicate with players. You don't know how to use his players. You know, Aubameyang football style is for you to get the best out of him. You have to put him in the center of the front as a traditional striker. He's a poacher. He's not a fucking. He's trying to make him a prime Ronaldo. Oh, go to the left, be on the left wing, and then cut and then shoot. That's not Aubameyang. And
that's
when Aubameyang
precisely
realized,
what he was at Dortmund, though.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. It's because the whole style is different. Dortmund did not play 4-3-3. They were playing counter football.
Yo, one second. Let me just stop you there.
You can't bring Manchester City style of football to Arsenal. First of all, you don't have the type of players that Manchester City has. That's number one. That's an expensive football. If you want to play the Arteta, if you wanna follow your teacher Pep, or buy expensive players, copy him exactly. Don't half-ass copy him. You know, don't have like a middle or a little bit above average players and trying to make them like, oh, superstars like Man City. You understand? So I would have, even though I'm not an Arsenal fan, and I thank God because I play 5 times a day that you guys did not get Vieira. Patrick Vieira would have been the best coach for Arsenal. Would have been at least elevated your levels. You guys would have played better. And
facts.
And the funny thing is Arsenal is a weird club that I always hear eyeing, looking, analyzing, trying to get players. You guys not gonna get players by the look of it. This is creepy. What do you mean by eyeing players? It's like a guy that likes a girl, but he never want to talk to her and ask her for her number. That's weird, bro. Approach and close the deal. You feel me? So I don't know. I like Arsenal to be in a mid-table, a glorified, solid mid-table team. You know what I mean? I like this shit.
Stop there, bro. Yo, Matt, this is NBA from Twitter, isn't it?
No. I'm his cousin, bro.
Okay. Ibiza. Yeah, he's funny. All right, guys. So I put out a question. I put out a poll in the chat. The question is Isak worth the 77 million to Arsenal this January? And
No.
are you worried that if we pay the 77 million for Isak right now, that he would fail? Because
Yes, he's not good enough.
he's not good enough. Dylan, explain.
I think he's overrated as hell.
Why?
Why?
He's one of those guys that's going to be good for maybe 1-2 years. Like, how many goals has he scored this year?
20 or something?
4?
25?
He doesn't have 20.
I'm sure
He's only
How many goals?
4 goals. He scored 4 goals. 4.
He has 4 in the league.
4
he has
goals.
3 in the Europa
So
League.
we're calling Abba shit. He needs to
3 in
go.
the Europa
Yeah,
League. 3 in the Europa League. He has 7 goals total.
So what? Abba's got fucking 8 probably. So we're gonna kick to the curb some guy and bring in another fraud that's gonna do the exact same thing, just on a $77 million fee.
The difference being at 21 and not 32, he's going to get better,
Bro,
right?
he's not
Dylan,
good enough.
You would rather have Aubameyang at 32 than Vlahovic right now? If the
I would
situation-
rather have Vlahovic. Vlahovic is the money
Okay.
and the goal scorer. Okay, Vlahovic is the best guy that we can get. Obviously, we've got Edu that's a shit fuck, and he can't sign anyone. We're not going to get Isak, okay? This is clear. They're not going to pay the money. They can't negotiate. It's just not going to happen. But to me, if you're going to spend 77 million, I think it is not worth Isak. He's not worth 77 million.
That's too much
I
money
just don't
anyway.
see it.
You know
It's
what
too
I
much, man.
you know what I ask Arsenal to do? Arsenal, just sign us a midfielder, and if you can sign a striker, it's amazing. But if you can't sign a striker, find a
No,
way.
but I think like if you can't find the striker, just get that.
Find a way to get the best out of what we have. If Aubameyang's still here, we have to use him.
Bro, I would rather him than Eddie off the bench. I don't care what anyone says. Eddie is shit.
And
I would
Nketiah's
rather
not good.
Abba in. Bro, I would rather, despite the differences with Abba and stuff right now, I'd rather him come off the bench than Eddie and Nketiah. And the fact that we're giving him so much heat when we've got dickheads like Xhaka starting in our team every single fucking week is just pathetic. So we've got to have the same energy across the park. So it's the hate that he's getting right now is just bullshit.
Okay, Isak is not
well,
worth. Isak's
Xhaka.
not worth 65 million. PG, what's your take on this? Because I'm gonna go to PG.
Guys, come on! What's all this negativity? Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. I mean, look,
Nah,
the
PG,
club
go back to
deemed-
normal.
Can I
if
say,
the club deemed that
Azan,
the figure
please,
of 77 million.
I beg you, please stop trolling. Please, just be
This
serious.
guy's
bro.
jokes,
Please
bro.
be normal.
Just be
I need
serious,
you back
bro.
normal.
where's this PG? Who's this PG Arsenal?
back to
I'm not
normal.
Tagline.
Gentlemen,
PG is a
please,
pussy boy.
Fuck this, man.
Stop
I'm not a
trolling.
paid actor. I'm being as genuine as I possibly can. I don't know who's this
US Sahara man,
Aslan
big
or
down. US Sahara, remove
AK
him.
you speak of. My name is PG, Positive Guna. That's who I am. I live and die by my name, you know. That's how I
time you
think.
put him in
That's
jail
how I
time,
roll.
bro.
You know, this is my energy. So back to the question that you asked me, fine sir. Do I feel Isak is worth the price tag that he's been quoted? I mean, look, again, if my club believes so, that is the worth.
Oh my
I'm
God.
all for it. I mean, look at his amazing smile. Look at that immaculate straight hairline. You know,
Better
none
than
of
yours, isn't it,
our other
PG?
strikers have got the hairline that he has. And look, granted, it's not as good as Mikel Arteta's hairline. But it's a very close second. So,
bro.
for me, footballing ability
You're my guy?
is overly rated.
Stop,
For me,
stop. If you're gonna disrespect the platform, bro, I can't have you on. Wallahi, dead serious. Stop doing this. The joke's gone too far. Stop it, please. Okay. If you want to continue to keep the joke going, you can keep the joke going somewhere else. But I'm not gonna have you on here making the jokes, continuously talking about hairlines and stuff. Nah, it's not happening. It's not funny anymore. Get it, please.
Listen, we could do this
All right.
post
Yeah, Gunnar King, go ahead.
Look, the deal would be easy to do because it's a release clause. If you pay the money, the club can't stop it. You go straight to negotiating with the player. So the deal is there to be done, which is why I think they've left it. Vlahovic being favoured. I think, yeah, he's had some good seasons in Spain, but I still think for 77 million, he's got a lot more to prove. My biggest concern is just the last time he spent that kind of money on Pepe, it didn't work out. And Pepe came when he was 24. This guy's going to be coming when he's a lot younger, a lot of pressure, big boots to fill with Aubameyang on his way out and Lacazette on their way out. I just think that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid's shoulders. He's got talent. I think he's talented. I've watched him. Good player. I think the link up with Odegaard would be compelling, but I just think it's a lot of pressure to bring him in January and say, go get us top 4. Because if we don't get it, it's going to be his fault. The fan base will turn on him. It'll get toxic real quickly. It would be better for him to come in the summer where there's a pre-season, where he can kind of bed in, get to know the players, kind of get the fans to kind of embrace him a bit more in some pre-season friendlies where there's no pressure. Bringing him in at this point, look, I'm not saying, who's to say we don't bring him in and he performed well under the pressure, because he could do. But I just think there is a risk there.
He's a kid, man.
There's always a risk. There's always a risk when you're paying for potential over the actual value of the player. Right now. Martial, you paid for potential. What do you call it? Pepe, we paid for what he was doing at the time and his potential. When you think about Jadon Sancho, they paid for his potential. Right now, he's not performing to the level that they paid for. All these players that you pay for potential, you can overpay for the potential. You're like Vlahovic, we would be paying for his potential plus what he's worth right now. But some of these guys, Ousmane Dembele, Barcelona paid for his potential. Coutinho, they paid for what they thought he was worth
at the time. Yeah.
Like, we can get caught into this situation. No Premier League signing over the price of 70 million has been actually a good signing, bar who? Van Dijk. That's it. Can you name another signing over 70 million that's been a good signing? I love Isak. I think Isak's an absolute baller. I think if Isak came to Arsenal, he would kill it. He would kill it.
Can I just say, like, we really need to start signing some guys that are at a good age and that can integrate straight away and be instant impacts and not just wait for growth. We've got so many kids in this team. We actually need some leadership and some already established players that are just balling out right now, whether that's in midfield, striker, wherever it is. We need some right now, because we've got a kindergarten at the moment.
People are saying Aubameyang back. I think that might have to be. We might have to bring Aubameyang back if we don't do
off the bench.
Lost respect. He's lost respect after saying
he's going to miss a sitter again. He's going to miss sitters again. Why do you want to bring him back? He's going to miss sitter.
Well, we watch Eddie and Laka miss sitters every week.
I know. I understand that. Lacazette frustrated me with that sitter when Smith threw across the team. I was frustrated.
One second. People in the comment section want Azan to speak, but just 1 second. We're going to get Azan back in a second once he decides to come back. PK, Tommy, and Jasmine still haven't said their piece on this. Gunnar King, you've already said yours. Dylan said yours. Samuel said yours. Tommy, what are you saying? 77 million. Is it worth it?
No. No, because I think he's a good. I rate him. He's a good player. Had the good Euros with Sweden. He's doing well with Sociedad, but it's too much money, bro. Like, I'm thinking, if it was like 40 million, I'd probably say yeah, but 77, it's too much for me. It's too much. Yeah. It's too much, man. It's not worth that shit, But I do want him. Like, I want him as well. Like, I think
if we're gonna pay the 77 million in the summer, would you rather just pay it now and get it done with?
It's true.
I'm not sure, bro, but it's just too much money, man, for a quality player like him. It's too much. If it was 40 million, then yeah, but 77.
We need to try to get Vlahovic, man.
Okay. Jasmine, what are you saying?
No, I won't pay 77 for him because this guy is not scoring enough in this season, and also I can see what's going to happen this season. Sorry, he's going to be a panic buy at the end of the season because we're not bringing back Aubameyang. Dusan Vlahovic is not picking up the calls, and rightly so, because we haven't been in Champions League for 5 years. Why would he come here? I can see him, Arsenal buying him because he has a release clause. You don't need to convince the club. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a panic buy, just like Thomas Partey. Even though Thomas Partey was still a world-class player, but in this case, I don't agree with asking 77 million.
He is injured at the moment, so I don't even know if the signing will happen. I think he still has an ankle injury or something like that. But yeah, less than that. Hopefully, we can get him for less than that. But at the moment, the club is speaking to to them. LOL, what is this, man? Yo, Dizzy, the link is in the chat. If you want to join, the link is in the chat.
Nah, Dizzy just crying over Ghana, bro.
But we need to hurry up and get a striker in midfield. We need to hurry up and stop wasting time because
one second, Tommy. Before we move on to Vlahovic, I just need to get PK's take on this, and then we're gonna go.
What's up, you go, man? How's everyone doing, man?
Everyone's doing well.
We're good, man.
Yeah, all good, man. Yeah, Isak, 77 million is a bit too much. Can't lie. I'll pay 60 million for him, or 55 or something like that. But 77 million,
55,
yeah, it's too much pressure. Even though I would love to have him. It's just too much pressure. And as you said, signings, or all the big signings, most of the time they flopped. So I would like him in the summer, but why can't we just put a little cheeky 60 million, 50 million? They're not willing to negotiate. Is that what you're saying?
They are saying pay the release clause or you can't get him.
Yeah. Then I guess I'll rather have Vlahovic because I expect Vlahovic to hit the ground running. He seemed like that kind
100%.
of striker to get, because I like Isak. Yeah. He's got a lot of growing to do. He's finishing. His dribbling is good. Link-up play is good. He's got pace, but he can score outside the box as well. He just needs to work on his finishing, really. But we ain't got time this season. We have to try to get top 4. This is the best opportunity for us. So we have to fight for the top 4 to the last day, to the last game. So for me, I don't know why people give too much harsh with Aubameyang as well, to be honest. Because if this season, if we sign midfielders, like 2 midfielders, and we didn't sign a striker, I'll bring back Oba, to be honest. Can't lie. Maybe it's me having some faith in Oba, but he's better than Nketiah and Lacazette for me.
Yep.
So in the summer, we can get a striker. I don't mind getting rid of Aubameyang in the summer, but we can still use him. We're still paying him wages. Even if we sign Vlahovic or Isak, we can still have Oba as the second striker. I'll get rid of Lacazette. I'll get rid of Nketiah for me. And then
Lacazette's got better hold up. Link up play, holding up the ball in Aubameyang.
Bro, that don't mean nothing if you're not scoring.
I know it means nothing. Yeah, I know. Lacazette frustrates me. I want him going, but Aubameyang, he missed a sitter against Everton. How can you miss that, bro? I can score that.
It wasn't really set on Everton, but yeah, let's move.
Finally, just before we move on, Sam, have you said your piece on this?
No.
Go ahead.
Well, as potential-wise goes, will he be worth the 77 million? Yes, he would. But I want a player who can come in and immediately produce. There's no point buying £77 million investment that you would say, we have to wait 2 years, 3 years. If we're investing this sort of money, we should expect immediate production. And if it ain't going to happen, then sorry, move on.
Yeah, agree.
And then, guys, everybody's asking for, by popular demand, go ahead. PJ. Pajamas. You there?
Oh, is it my turn? Thank you, dear chap.
Back to normal.
Like I said, look, what a picture. I mean, to represent your national side in an international tournament and, get a star of the match award, look at that cracking smile, look at that amazing trim, hairline immaculate.
Easy, you're a coward, mate. You're a coward.
Aslan.
Yeah, look, the day we sign him, look, one thing's for sure, knickers, pants, skirts and trousers and jeans are coming off, For me, you guys have been talking too much about, the football inside and what they're going to do on the pitch. For me, it's all about looks and aesthetics, muscle. And yeah, the lads got it. Yeah,
so you're a coward, mate. You're a coward.
I can understand
why. You're clueless.
If we sign him, we're going to get a lot of fans on board.
PG, you're clueless about football, mate.
Brother, wallahi, I'm not even lying to you. I just checked. I literally had like 5 people unsubscribe. You cannot do this to me. Stop disrespecting the platform. Speak normally, please. Literally.
I didn't understand because of
the moment you started talking about aesthetics and hairlines, come on. You were losing credibility here. Come on, speak normal, man.
What? So I'm trying to be positive, and you're saying you're losing.
You're not being positive. You're being a parody.
I am being positive.
You're being.
He's being Eduardo Hayden.
No. Let's not argue on stream.
I'll keep it short and brief. I think for his age, the young crop of strikers who are like a tier or a couple tiers below, the Mbappes and the Haalands, I think his valuation is fair. And at the end of the day, the release clause is 90 million euros. So whatever that sum is in pound sterling on the day of the exchange rate, the stock market, like it is what it is. If the club really want him, they go out and pay the release clause and they get their man. At the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks. If you've got the ambition, you spend the money. Simple as that.
Thank you, respectfully.
Welcome back.
Dizzy, what's good?
I have no idea who keeps changing my name, but stop that nonsense right now. But anyway, while going, bro, what are you saying?
You wanted to come on and set the record straight about Isak. What's going on?
Bro, listen. I don't like the slander I'm hearing on this name. Bro, this guy is a fucking phenomenal talent. Yeah. I understand when people say he doesn't score goals and blah, blah, blah. Look, he is young. He is 21. That is probably going to come. Yeah, but like, bro, I don't know how you can sit down
the key word.
and watch this guy play football and then tell me this guy's not good enough. Bro, that is bullshit. That has to be one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my life. Sorry, that is nonsense. This guy is a fucking phenomenal young footballer, bro, and we have no striker better than him. So I don't know how you can watch Lacazette and Fofty and that guy whose mom just makes jollof for his freaking teammates. I don't know how you can watch these people and say my man is not good enough. I'm sorry, bro. That is nonsense. If
we're not saying we wouldn't take him, just saying for the money, he's not worth it.
Look. His release clause is 77 million. If you want him, pay that. Like, bro, like this guy's
I just think we're just going to be stuck in a situation
phenomenal, bro. It's very high. Look, I have no problem if we sign him because I think he has the potential to be one of the best young strikers right now. Yeah. So, bro, I have no problem with this at all. Whether it's 77 million or 60, I actually don't give a fuck. Just bring him in, man. Bring him in.
I think you do have to factor in with younger players like pressure and when they're coming to new leagues and a price tag like that.
Yeah, but especially in a club like Arsenal.
He would become our new record signing, and the expectation that we would have would be for him to get us in the top four. And it's like, I just think for a guy that's been playing at Sociedad, no disrespect to Sociedad, but Arsenal is a massive, like, the global conglomerate compared to Sociedad. Do you know what I mean? It's a different level of pressure. And we saw with Pepe, who also came with a good reputation, who also was ripping up trees in the French league. We saw how that panned out. I'm not saying I don't believe Isak can't have a different outcome if he did come to Arsenal. It's just, I think if you compare it to Vlahovic, who's been scoring more consistently in a league that's probably got a lot more tougher defenders in, Vlahovic is less of a risk, even though it's the same money.
Let me just tell you right now, I asked the comment section by putting up a poll. We've had just so you guys know, we have 59 likes, but over 130 people voted on the poll. So it's just as easy as voting on the poll. You could have hit the like button. Guys, do me a favor. We have almost 200 people in the chat right now. Hit that like button just before we get to the Dusan Vlahovic news. I want to see us get to at least 100 likes. Come on, guys. You can do it. Right now, we have 68% have voted Alexander Isak is not worth the 70 million, because I asked the question, is Alexander Isak worth 77 million? 68% have said no. That just goes to show you the majority of fans in this chat right now think 77 million is too much money for Alexander Isak. By the way, Alexander Isak has moved recently, and you know how much he moved for in his most recent transfer? I can tell you guys in a second. Let me just pull it up.
40 mil, wasn't it?
I think it was 36 million plus add-ons or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was like 40, I think. Yeah.
I'm incorrect. He actually moved for 13 million. Just goes to show you. 13 million. This guy
but listen to something. Yeah. There is this famous saying here from Ghana and Nigeria. The money no be your papa and money. It means the money does not belong to your dad. Bro, just spend the money. Bring the guy in. Why do we care about price tags all of a sudden? No one cares about this shit, man. Bro, like, we
Because we
need
know we don't
someone
spend
of
money,
this
that's why.
caliber.
Yeah.
How much you spend on a player and how much you afford him for wages, it significantly impacts how much you spend on the next player, how much you can offer the next player wages. We've just spent a year and a half trimming the wage bill, getting rid of dead weight, getting rid of deadwood. So I get what you're saying. It's not our money. It's not my money. Listen, if Arsenal want to go out and spend 150 million on Mbappe, I'll be happy. But what you've got to look at when it's not Mbappe, when it's not someone that's as proven, is with Pepe, what you saw was the money we spent on Pepe significantly affected how much money we could spend on other players in that same window. So, yeah, get what you're saying, but I think there's another side to it as well, where I couldn't care less what they spend on players, but clearly we're not Chelsea or City out here or PSG who can just throw another 50 million at a striker if it doesn't work. Do we want to be lumbered with a striker if we spent that much money on them and they're not performing to the expectations we want?
Okay, so let's talk about the other guy. The other guy that we've been linked to. Who left?
My son.
Oh, somebody left, or Aslan left. Okay. Yo, Trevor, what's up? Dusan Vlahovic to Arsenal. Let's talk about him. Brandon's in the house. What's up, Brandon? Now we're talking about Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic to Arsenal. This is the situation. Let me give you guys the biggest update of the day, right? If everyone could please mute themselves. So the Dusan Vlahovic update is Dusan Vlahovic's agent is not picking up the phone, as reported earlier in the season, earlier in the transfer window. Plus, we've also heard numerous reports that he does not want to. He is willing to move this summer, but he has his heart set on a move to Juventus. It's been reported just a couple minutes ago that Juventus have agreed a deal to with him, like a 5-year deal to sign him on a contract. But the transfer has not been agreed yet because Fiorentina want more money than 30 million that Juventus is offering, plus a loan player. They do not want to accept their deal. Fiorentina's board have spoken out and they've said they've received a bid from Arsenal. They've accepted the bid, but the agent from his side has not reached out to us. Fabrizio Romano has reported that there has been a bid confirmed that has been accepted by Fiorentina. Arsenal's bid was accepted, which subsequently now is up to the player and the agent to make the move. They have not answered the phone. They have decided not to make the move happen. They have completely deaded this deal themselves. From the Fiorentina side, they want the move to happen. They want the player off their books. They want the player sold, and they want the player making his move to Arsenal, preferably because they are receiving more money from Arsenal than they are receiving from Juventus. Arsenal have bid around a package that is worth around 70 to 80 million, where Juventus have bid a bid of 30 million plus Kulusevski, which they do not even want. Where Arsenal have Lucas Torreira, who's currently on loan at Fiorentina, which is worth 15 million, which they will be paying for in the summer regardless, even if the Dusan Vlahovic deal does not go through. The Times have reported today, Arsenal have a number of attacking targets this month. However, it is looking more and more unlikely that this deal for Dusan Vlahovic will happen. Juventus haven't even put their own bid in until today, and now looks more and more likely that he will end up going to Juventus. Fabrizio Romano has earlier reported, as Dizzy put in the chat. Let me get it up. Dizzy, you put in the chat something. Are you still here? Oh, Dizzy. Yeah, Dizzy's there. Dizzy, you put this in the chat earlier. Who reported this? Breaking news. Vlahovic agreed 7 million salary with Juventus, incoming 60 million bid from Juventus. So it looks like Vlahovic will be joining Juventus. According to Gazzetta dello Sport,
can't fucking believe it.
They will offer 60 million euros to reach an agreement with 7 million pounds. It just goes to show you, if you have clout, you can get whatever girl you want. Literally.
It's not clout, bro. But this is the problem with this football club, man. We've been sinking in a hole, and we're missing out on all these opportunities of such key players for our future. And it's going to keep happening until we make big changes.
It's a shame he might go to Juventus. This is why I don't trust Edu and Arteta with these.
Same, bro.
You know what? Yeah, Juventus. He's going to play under Allegri, and Allegri's a top manager, better than this rookie, in it. Like, you know what I mean? This is why I don't get carried away. This is why they need to put their money where their mouth is, because every time we miss that on top players, we do this every single time, man. I'm sick of this BS. Like, every single time we do this, now we're missing on the top striker again.
Okay, I want to go in order right now. If Dusan Vlahovic does not want to come to Arsenal, I don't want him. Do you guys agree?
No, I disagree.
No, disagree, man. Bring that fucking guy here.
Yeah, right. So
he doesn't want to join
it now.
Listen. What we got to consider, right, is Santi Cazorla and Ozil didn't want to join until they did, and look how that turned out, right? I keep saying this. I keep saying this on my channel. I keep saying this on my TikTok, right? Where we are right now, we need to accept our reality. The reality is we are not the club of 5-10 years ago. We're not the club of my childhood. We are not the same attractive proposition. If we just try and stay in our lane, imagine going out, and just every time you saw a girl that was out of your league, just being like, nah, I'm not going to go. No, you're gonna walk up there, and you're gonna give it your best shot. And if she says no, you're gonna dust yourself off, and you're gonna try again. It's not any different with football clubs. Now, if Arsenal wants to get back to the top, then we need the best players. Someone said that earlier on in the stream. But now we're having a go at Edu. And look, I'm not trying to defend Edu here. I'm not trying to defend Arteta. This isn't an Edu stand sentiment that I'm saying here. But in one breath, we're trying to say Arsenal should demand the best. And then when Arsenal are going out and demanding the best, but the best are saying, you know what, it's not the right time to join Arsenal. We're putting that on Edu. We're putting that on Arteta. 5 years ago, you wouldn't even dream of Arsenal going anywhere near players like this. We weren't going for the best. We were going to Chelsea to take their rejects. What would I rather? That now that we're trying to get the best and we're getting knocked back by one or two of the best than going to Chelsea and getting Willian? We need to wake up, man. I think we need to be a bit realistic here as to what Arsenal's situation is right now and what we need to do to get out of it. And to get out of it, we're going to have to swallow some pride and we might miss out on some of these players. But guess what? When we get one of these players, it'll make a big difference. Yeah? Sometimes you got to shoot for the stars. Yeah? You got to do it. And the biggest clubs do this. This happens to Man United. This happens to Chelsea. This happens to prime Bayern Munich. This happens to Juventus. This happens to all. So why are we crying that it's happening to us when we're not on the stage that they're on? I don't get how people
do this all the time. Every single time we do this.
One second. I want to, since this is a good talking point, I want to get everyone's take on this. People in the comment section, letting you guys know, I've put another poll in the comment section. Would you, even though if Dusan Vlahovic does not want to come to us, do you still want him? Yes, bring him now. No, I want players that want to come to us. Okay, so just so you guys know, 58% currently are saying they want players that want to come to us. 42% are saying yes, bring him now anyways. So everybody here in the panel, I'm going to go one by one. Please just give me your answer straight up, and then we're going to get into the granular details afterwards. Dizzy, do you want Dusan Vlahovic even though he doesn't want to come to us? Dizzy, are you still there?
You bottled it.
Absolutely bottled it. Jasmine, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know why we're having this conversation. The guy is clearly not going to come to Arsenal. So, like, he's not answering the phone calls. Like, what more do we have to understand? He's not going to come here. We haven't been in Champions League for 5 years. We have a rookie manager. Why would he come here when he can easily go to Juventus, Barcelona, wherever? So I personally would want him, even if he doesn't want to be here. But then me wanting or the Arsenal wanting is not going to make any difference because he's not going to.
Who the fuck said we don't need him in the comments?
There you go. Go ahead. PK, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Definitely want him, to be honest. Brother made a good point. Can't see everyone's name on here, but literally think about Man City. You know, Man City when Tevez was going there. Do you think he wanted to leave Man United to go to Man City? Even though he didn't really want to, they gave him what he wants, the wages. Yaya Toure went down a mad.
He went to West Ham.
Barcelona. Yeah, West Ham was before. and then he
That
went
was
to Man
before
United,
we
and
came
then
to
after
Man
Man
United.
City.
West
So
Ham was before.
yeah, think of Aguero. He was Atletico Madrid, a better team than a bigger club. Yo, let me talk, man. He was at Atletico Madrid. He was a talent. Everyone was seeing him, and he still went to Man City. You know what? Even though he didn't really rate Man City, he thought, they give him good deal and they're buying players and they're showing ambition. Then definitely, I agree, fam. Literally, put the money on the table, the wages, wherever you can. If you attract Vlahovic, other players, other big clubs, other big team, big players will want to come as well.
This guy's
That's what I'm
thinking.
saying.
I like it.
Dylan, what are you saying?
Look, bro, Dusan's my number one target. And for me, like, agents not picking up the phone or whatever. It's the fact that Arsenal haven't come in and said, yes, we're going to pay the agent fee, and this is how much money we're going to give the player. So pay the high fee, pay the wages that we need to pay, get the guy in. It's going to change our football club. That's just simple. If we've got the money, pay the money.
Dizzy, are you back with us?
Yo, I'm here.
Yo, you called it earlier.
What are you saying?
Mute your mic, bro. Wait, what is the question again?
The question
Sorry, bro.
is, Juventus have reached an agreement with Fiorentina, and Dusan Vlahovic will be joining Fiorentina. Joining Juventus. Did you still want him, even though he didn't want to join us, or were you always wanting to move on?
Look, the thing with me, like, I actually don't care about this. Like, if the player doesn't want to join us, let's like stop chasing him. I actually don't care because like that was the same with players like Sanchez as well. And like these players played for us and they completely like shine for us. So this whole story about do they want to play for us, but I actually don't care, bro. Like, just bring them in. But the thing for me is, look, I don't think, like, I disagree with Dylan because I don't think it's about like fees and transfer and salary and that. I think the guy just did not want to join us. Like, it's well documented.
I can understand
The
if
guy-
he wants UCL football and stuff. So I understand from that point. But like I said before with the gal, I said, like, if this guy wants UCL, like Arsenal right now, mid-season, we're in a point where if we get in the right players in this window, we can still push for top four. As much as I don't believe it'll happen, with the right players, we can still push for it because the teams around us aren't performing that well. So Dusan, if he really had ambition, he could be the guy that comes here and takes us to top four, and then he gets his UCL. But if he doesn't have that drive or think he can do it, then that's a whole different story.
Okay, let's go to Brandon. Brandon, what are you saying?
Yeah, just before we get on about the Dusan thing, I just jumped in late on the Isak thing, right?
Yeah.
Isak, don't want him. Or if we do want him, that's fine, that's fair enough. But we've got to look at it from an Arsenal fan's perspective. If we do get this guy, he's not going to come in and get us Champions League football. The guy scored 4 goals and created 1 assist this season, which is exactly the same as Aubameyang. So if you're looking at spending the money on this guy to get you Champions League football, you might as well just bring Aubameyang back into the team because he already knows what the Premier League's about. He's a ready-made goal scorer. Yes, okay, he's had a poor season this season, but is Isak going to be that much better than Aubameyang right now? The answer is no. He's one for the future. So if they want to get him, that's fine, but don't expect him to come in and get you Champions League football because it won't happen. Dusan Vlahovic. Yes, of course, every Arsenal fan would like top-class players, but we are not in that position at the moment. We are a football club that is doing all right and then faltering, doing all right and then faltering. But then you've got to look at the reasons why he don't want to join Arsenal Football Club. And one big reason, in my mind, would be the manager. And that is not only because of his lack of experience, but because of, look at how he's dealt with players with egos. Guendouzi had an ego, got dashed out. Aubameyang had an ego, got dashed out. Saliba had an ego, got dashed out. So this guy, for me, he seems like the kind of guy who has a bit of an ego. He knows he's a very good up-and-coming talent. He knows that, he could be one of the top strikers in the future. He's got teams like Juventus and other top-class teams flying around him as well, looking at him. For me, he's probably looking at the whole situation with Aubameyang, with Guendouzi and this, that and the other, and thinking, do I really want to come into this team when this team can't guarantee me Champions League football? Yes, they're fighting for a top 4 place. They can't guarantee me that. And there's a possibility that I could fall out with this manager and then it's over. Do you know what I mean? Like Pepe, £75 million we invested in this guy. He does not even play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think
I
he's
hear
good
you.
enough, man, to
hear
Look, can I be fair? Look, I agree with a lot of what was said there, yeah. But
Brandon.
I think we need to add with Guendouzi and Aubameyang, there was falling outs, but in both cases there was also ill discipline of the players that was in question. You know, so I think it's a bit of a false narrative to just say that Arteta created a problem. I mean, if Guendouzi's going to go on a pitch and start fighting people or fighting his teammates, you know, Aubameyang is going to turn up late for a North London derby and then do the same the following season. They got to take some responsibility for that as well, man.
Oh yeah, no.
One second.
Just quickly, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you, but he's got to deal with players.
Wait.
Brandon, just wait 1 second, bro. I just want to tell everyone update. I'm gonna be closing the poll right now. Yeah, in the next coming seconds. So we're gonna be moving on to the last topic, which is Arthur Melo. But before we do that, there's 2 people who haven't spoke on it. Jasmine, you said your point on Dusan Vlahovic. Gunnar King, you said your point. Dylan, you've said your point on Dusan numerous times. Samuel said his point before.
Thanks.
Tommy said his point numerous times. So PK, PK spoke first. So everyone said their part. We're just gonna move away from the striker. But before we move on away from the striker, I want to ask everybody one name for who they would take for striker. If you could pick one player to say, you know what, this is the player I want going forward. This is the player I want Arsenal to sign, from the possible Jonathan Davids, from the possible Dominic Calvin-Lewins, from the possible Isaks, all these guys. Who do you want Arsenal to sign? Because for me, I want Alexander Isak, and if I can't get Alexander Isak, obviously I would have wanted Vlahovic as my number 1 choice. But I'll take Alexander Isak as my number 1 choice right now, because that's who I originally wanted. That's who I always wanted, and that's what I'm asking everyone in the comment section. Who would you want Arsenal to sign as a striker right now? Who do you want Arsenal to sign? So you have 4 choices: Jonathan David, Alexander Isak, Vlahovic, which is unlikely to happen at this point,
Haaland.
and finally Jonathan.
Haaland's not going to happen. Why would you want to play under a rookie, man? Haaland's not going to
Dominic
happen.
You could even say Ollie Watkins and
Mbappe?
all these guys.
We
But
wish, man.
Name one guy who's a
Ollie
realistic
Watkins
target.
is not for me, man.
Arsenal
Not for me.
should sign. Jasmine, who's a realistic target Arsenal should sign?
If you're talking realistic, I think I would go for Jonathan David, because for me, Dusan Vlahovic is not a realistic target.
Okay. What about you, PK?
I'll go for Vlahovic still for me, because I can see that he's hungry. The reason he's actually rejecting Arsenal is he's looking for options. He's a guy with ambition, man. It looks like even if you get him and you give him the wages, come on, money can buy anyone. Yeah, you give him the doubles wages, give the money to the agency, he will still bank for himself. So I know he's 21, 22. I know he'll be like trying to get into Haaland's level. That's what he'll be doing. So even if he said 3 seasons and we sell him for 100 million, it looks like he's hungry. So I'll get him in for me. And you wasted my time all this couple weeks checking every morning, man. So sorry, I want him.
Right now, I have no clue, said Sohan. Big up Sohan. We got Francis in the house saying, I want to invest. What? I wanted to invest in your channel. How do I contact you for the what? Sorry, what do you say? I want to invest.
DM him on Twitter, bro.
Bro, just message me on Twitter, bro. Just message me on Twitter, my guy Francis. Big up Francis in the house. Just message me on Twitter at the key. What did I say at the kitty G? At EGTV Egal. Message me on Twitter, EGTV Egal. Okay, that's my guy. Shout out to you, Francis. Thank you for that. Moving on, guys. Well, just before we move on, Thomas, who do you want?
All right. I want Vlahovic. I still want him, but this guy's not going to come to us. Let's be real, because.
So who are you going to take?
I'll take Isak. I'll take Isak. Link up play, hold up the ball. And guys, he's only 22. Yeah, he scores 4 goals, but I think he'll get better and better. Yeah, but I just
Can't
but
get worse than 4 goals.
but with Vlahovic, I still want Vlahovic, but Vlahovic is not going to come to us with this manager. Let's be with this rookie. But yeah, I'll take Isak. If we don't get Isak, I'll take Calvert-Lewin. But Ollie Watkins, not for me, man. End of.
Nah.
So,
Not all you.
this is my Twitter if you want to reach me. Okay, so it's EGTV Ega. Brendan, who you going with?
It depends what the question entails. If you're talking about what striker would I bring in now, as in to get us top 4, my answer would be don't bring in a striker. Just swallow your pride, Arteta. Swallow your arrogance and put Aubameyang back in the team. If you're talking about the future, then fine, Isak.
Shout out Zayn in the house in the
Aubameyang,
comment section.
he's
Come on,
best,
you good.
man.
He's saying Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Premier League proven. Jonathan David as well. Okay, Fabrizio Romano's tweet. I've already spoken about that. You missed it earlier, Pav. Samuel, who you going with?
Vlahovic all day long, bro. This guy will bring something else, another dimension of the team to take us to the next level. So him.
Facts.
Gunnar King.
For me, Vlahovic is the dream. That's the guy I want. But there's another guy who's not being spoken about enough, who I've been watching very closely. I think Benfica, Darwin Núñez.
Oh yeah, Núñez. Yeah.
Oh my God, he would be such a good fit for us. He would be like, if you look at Vlahovic and Isak's game, very similar, but he's very explosive. Probably got a bit more pace as well, to be honest. Use both
guys,
his feet.
it's over.
Yeah,
It's over.
I like Núñez.
Fabrizio Romano just basically said the Juventus thing is done. It's not done
Oh,
deal.
for
but
fuck's
it's pretty
sake,
close.
man.
So he's gone to Juventus. Vlahovic.
This is the situation.
I hate
Oh,
you guys,
no.
honestly.
Yeah, so basically, Juventus will submit a official proposal in the next hours to sign Dusan Vlahovic immediately. Ongoing talks. It's up to Dusan in case he joins Juventus. Alvaro Morata will be an option for Barcelona again. Morata would be still open to join Barcelona. Let's see. What a snake! He's going to join Barcelona.
Locatelli
Real-
part 2. Fucking hell.
You see,
Yeah.
you see, we do this again. You see, we've lost another play. This is why I do not trust this manager and Edu. You see, and you lot, I told you we're not going to get top four. I told you we're going to finish 7th. End of.
What else?
Over
Yo,
for
what
me,
the
man.
hell?
Had
This is
enough.
done.
Yeah, we should have got Martial, man. If anything, fuck this, man.
Martial,
else is-
no thank you.
Martial alone, man.
I'd rather eat grass than get
Martial
Martial.
alone, man.
This is
Oh, no.
what he said. This is
Martial
what he
is
said an hour ago. Nothing's changed from an hour ago, guys. Nothing's changed. All he did was he said the same tweet, but with a picture. But in this tweet, listen to read this part. After Arsenal, Juventus will
It's
try
all
to
about the clicks.
Yeah, bro. He literally just put us in there.
Bro,
for
this
no
guy makes a fortune off fucking Arsenal tweets, man.
Exactly.
That's probably his most liked tweets and shit.
Fucking hell,
He just
man.
tries to get us to
Look at
bait,
this
man.
one. Look at this one. This one said, we recently received an important bid for Vlahovic. Yes, you recently received a bid from Arsenal.
Yeah, but do you know? No, but the president of Fiorentina came out and he said he never received a bid from Arsenal.
No, we've received important bids for Vlahovic. Important bids. We received numerous bids. That's what that means. This is confirming that Arsenal bid for Vlahovic.
I can't believe we got Locatelli part 2.
Exactly. We do this
not only-
every single time we do this bullshit.
One day we're going to
There's no
try one
plan.
of these things and we're going to pull it off,
1 second.
and then we'll be
No,
happy.
the manager has
Because
to be
the player we'll have will be absolute quality. You have to
I
take
agree.
risks.
I agree with you. Yo,
As long as you have backups, what's wrong with taking risks to
Gunnar
try
King-
and punch above our weight, man?
Yeah, but there's
You know?
no backup. That's the problem.
There
as
is
well.
no backup. We're
Well-
panic stations. We're 24 days into a transfer window. Panic stations. We're looking at this
We're
Isak.
fucked.
Yeah, he looks like a decent up and coming player, but he scored 4 goals all season, man.
Brandon, he's
Who?
only 22, bruv. He will get better. He's only 22.
Yeah, I
man.
know, but he's not going to get us top 4 this season, is he?
Guys,
We're not gonna.
guys,
I don't think we'll
let's-
get top 4 or with this
let's-
manager, mate. We're gonna finish
let's-
7th anyway.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
I want
Everybody
Ten Hag.
here.
Yeah, move on. We're gonna
Everybody
get
here-
angry about it.
Everybody here is gonna say the exact same names anyway. So
Yeah,
it's
we're gonna get
gonna be
angry.
going in circles all day talking
What about
about.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, man? We need
Let's
a
talk
guy.
about.
I'll take Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, I'll take
I think the fee would be way too high.
I don't want Calvert-Lewin because right now I think it's going to be extortionate amount of money, especially the fact that they're
Be like
going to
100 mil.
How
relegation.
much do you think it'll be for Calvert-Lewin?
50,
100
60
mil because
million?
he's English.
It will-
Nah, 100.
I'll take it. 40. I think 40
Yeah,
million should be good for
It's
him.
not.
40 million. Are you in 2013,
It's
bro?
not.
No, I'm just saying,
Guys,
bro.
guys, let's move
saying,
past.
bro.
Let's move past the stuff that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Let's
let
move
it go,
past
Paul.
the stuff that's not going to happen because Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not going to happen. Jonathan Isaac is going to be very difficult to
Everton
get
are
done at this
struggling
point.
at the moment.
Vlahovic looks like he's going to Juventus. All of this whole summer, every
We have
single video
failed
that
again.
was
We failed
a
again.
waste of time.
We failed again, man. Time after time.
Yo, Tommy, you're my
Every
guy.
club fails to get players.
Let me
We
let
need
me
to
say
get
this,
over
guys.
it.
Let's get over it. Let's move on to the next topic because we're gonna be here all night if we keep talking about the same guys. But now, Alexander Isak, Jonathan David, all these guys are great. But the one guy who I have the most faith in joining Arsenal this window is this man right here, Arthur Melo. Arthur Melo is close. As we've reported numerous days, the loan for Arthur Melo is close. I'm hearing the loan might even be an 18-month loan from Arsenal. Arsenal are looking to get Arthur Melo on loan. The star is set to move to Arsenal before the end of the window, as reported by numerous reporters. In the next few days, we'll get an update again. Italian sources have said the loan move will go through and will most likely go through in the coming days. It will be most likely an 18-month loan, so 2 years. It will be a 2-year loan, and then from there we'll see where we go. But right now, it looks like we're not going to be getting anything done. We're going to be anything else done besides this one loan for Arthur Melo. That looks like the one signing that we're going to be making, and this is going to help us in the midfield because he's a midfield player. He's good technically on the ball. He's not the best. He's not the most defensive player, so he's not a DM. He's going to be coming in. He's going to be more of like a regular cam. I've only seen him play. I've only seen him play well in the Barcelona team. He played the other day for Juventus. I didn't really watch how well he played, but he is a player who's going to come in and help us. He's of a profile similar. I'm not going to say similar to a Xhaka. I'm going to say more of an attacking.
He's more of an Odegaard.
Yeah,
I would say more of a Jorginho kind of guy, man. To be honest,
more of a
I think
player
Jorginho's more deep line.
Yeah, he's more
Xavi,
of a
like
player
it was
who keeps
BTEC
the ball
Xavi back in
ticking.
this.
He keeps the ball ticking, but he definitely offers us an option. In my opinion,
Danny Ceballos part 2.
When he comes in, we're going to be playing, very similar to Danny Ceballos. When he comes in, he's going to be playing more of a role where him, Xhaka, would be rotated. And I think Thomas Partey will be a mainstay in the team, and he'd be rotated with Lokonga. And then Odegaard and Smith Rowe will be rotating. So no matter what, we'll imagine our best lineup going forward could be with him, Partey, and Odegaard in the midfield. That would be our midfield 3. Very, very technical, very good passing, and he's coming from the Barcelona system, so he's going to be very good. This was a guy who a couple years ago was going to be compared to Xavi. So I don't know if those things are a little bit too much of a praise for people comparing him to Xavi. But Man City have looked at him before. Arteta looking at him. I'm not surprised. The main thing that I have to say is, what does he bring to our midfield? What will he bring to our midfield? Because our midfield right now is lacking bodies. We're kind of just trying to bring whoever we want to bring. But he's failed. He's failed at this. He's worked well at Barcelona. If he comes to Arsenal and he does well, hits the ground running, maybe he could turn into a good signing. At the moment, I want to know what everybody else thinks because I've spoken for so long.
Wrong type of player, mate. He's the wrong type of player. We need a defensive midfielder, as somebody else just pointed out.
We needed a DM.
We don't need. We don't need. If you're gonna do that,
you play as a 6, an 8, or a 10. By the way,
if you're gonna do that, you might as well just play Odegaard next to fucking Thomas Partey.
No, you can play as a 6, an 8, or a 10.
Can I tell you what
play
kind of player?
anywhere central.
He is.
I don't think that players are talented to play 6, 8, and 10.
He's a player who's extremely versatile. He's played as a deep line playmaker in his time over in Brazil. He's played as a regular center mid who's box to box at times, and he's also played as occasionally as a holding midfielder, just staying there in the holding midfield spot. So he's played in all sorts of positions in that midfield.
Yeah, that's fine. But
except the 10.
look at the league though. Look at the league though, Agal. He's coming into the Premier League, the most physical league in the world. He's 5'6". He's not going to be able to cope with the physicality of the midfield in the centre of the park. He's not going to be able to.
I don't think his height
Have
has
you
anything to do
looked
with
at
that.
his pressing and intercepting numbers and his tackling? He's
Look,
actually
not
very, very good
anything
in the
to do with
press.
that.
By the
More
way,
of a creative
You think
player.
he'll get dominated in the midfield if we buy him?
We need a Basuma. We need a Thomas Souček. We need something like that. Not this type of guy. That's what we need.
140k a week as well.
Zachariah.
Guys, height doesn't mean anything. He's 5'7", by the way.
Yeah.
You
height
remember
means
Santi
nothing,
Cazorla was much shorter than that, and he dominated midfields. So
Kante.
let's not act like height is anything, right?
Not
He's
really.
not Lucas Torreira height. Like we thought Lucas Torreira was a gem. Right now, I get where you're coming from.
Bring Torreira back.
He is not a DM, but
I'd bring
guess
him back
what?
as well.
He's played there before. He's not a DM. He's not a
Again,
traditional
Dozy as well.
DM, but he's played
He's
there
a
before.
regista.
What he is he's a better option than having nothing. What we are doing, we're getting a bandage to solve a problem that.
Yeah, but I think it's a panic, don't you?
No.
Realistically,
No, it's not panic, man.
We've
I don't
looked
think it's a
around.
panic buy, innit?
We've looked around the whole January, and we've said Gini Wijnaldum, we can't get him because he's injured. Renato Sanchez, we don't want him for some reason because of his injury issues. We've looked around and we said, what other midfielders? Bruno Guimaraes, unrealistic to get over the line in January since Leon are so difficult to deal with. So Neves, Wolves, we haven't even spoken to them since summer.
Yeah, Neves is a baller.
Basuma,
Ruben Neves, but I don't think it's
AFCON, and we haven't even spoken to Brighton about any signings since we've spoken to them about Ben White. So realistically, this is the only move in the midfield that we're going to make.
Yeah, but again,
140k a week though, man.
This is where this football club really pisses me off because we're going for the top striker in Vlahovic, right? But we can't go for a top midfielder. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not saying Arthur Melo is a poor midfielder, but on an 18-month loan, are you telling me we can't go and buy Basuma, Ndidi? I know they cost a lot of fucking money, but seriously, we're going to splash it on.
Basuma's got those charges.
The thing is, it's not always just a case of money. It's like, does the player and do the club want to sell these players in January? So in January, where Brighton are right now, flying higher than they've ever been in the league,
they're doing well.
Do they want to throw that away by risking selling a guy in January that they might not be able to replace for like quality?
Yeah,
you sometimes it's not just money, man. Like there's two sides, you know. Like, and I think
I agree.
It's good. I think Basuma, January you pay a premium, yeah. So he'd probably be worth 40 million. Brighton would say give us 60 just because it's January.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but then at the same time, any team that we go to now, okay, this is a 18-month loan, but because we've left it so long in the transfer window, we are now in panic station. Any team we go to now, for any player in any position, they are going to give us a premium.
Let me say this to you, Brendan. Do you expect Arsenal Football Club to make a signing on the first day of January?
What, knowing that AFCON's on like the rest of us and all this, that we're short in midfield? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes, I agree. That first week.
I personally think that's unrealistic expectations from a club that just made 6 signings last summer, and we did majority of them in the last month of the window.
Because we panic bought them again.
Let me say this to you.
No, listen.
We're not panic boys.
I'm not going to be disingenuous. When we signed 6 players in the final days of the window, I was freaking out just like you guys. But when we signed 6 players in the final days of the window, it made me realize it's unrealistic to expect the club to get everything done at the front end of the window when we are historically majority of the business in transfer windows are done at the end. So
The difference is, though, Miguel, in the
What?
summer, there was a plan. They made that pretty clear. There was a plan. Yes, we got the majority of the players towards the end of the summer, but there was a plan. This transfer window, there doesn't look like there's a plan. Their plan was we're gonna buy Vlahovic. He's gonna come in. He's gonna rescue the day, and that hasn't happened. And now it's panic stations. That's what's happened.
And also, you
We're
know,
almost at February, man.
after the summer, what happened?
almost
I
in
disagree.
All the
So,
fans, after the
look-
summer signings, all the fans like hyped Edu and Arteta so much. You know what Edu thought? You know, I'm just going to smoke cigar all through January. I don't need to do anything. So that's what happened. We kind of overhyped him. So now, you see Everton signing players in the
Okay,
beginning of
guys,
Igal, let me say this something.
There's-
Igal.
Oh my God, what's that noise? Tommy.
Can I just say quickly, yeah, with Melo, we went in early to get it done quickly. Juventus said, take him for 18 months. We said, no, we only want him for 6 months. Because let's be honest, 18 months is not conventional. Yeah, if you're committing to paying someone 140 grand a week for 18 months, they better be good. What happens if he
So
comes?
much, man.
You know what happens if he comes? He doesn't live up to expectations. You're stuck with him. So Arsenal have gone back and said, no, we only want him for 6 months. Juventus have played hardball. So we've clearly tried to get that deal done earlier, but we can't foresee Juventus saying it's either 18 months or nothing. You know, like obviously talks would have started before Christmas or, you know, in the run up to January. You don't just turn up on January and be like, we wanted this player. No, the talks would have been ongoing before that, but they would have been trying to hammer that out. Arsenal have tried to basically, you know, get it down to 6 months and have said, look, we're not taking it without 6 months. That's dragged the heels of the transfer. Now, I'm not saying it's good enough because it's not. It's not good enough. But I think to sit here and just think Arsenal just waited to only make bids in the last week of the window, that's not happening. A lot of stuff happens behind scenes. And we were speaking to Vlahovic's representatives in October, yeah, as far back as October. Most transfers, that's what happens. October, November, sort of December, you're sounding out the club, you're sounding out the agents saying, this is what we want to do in January. So they would have done that, but then you get snags and you get hitches along the road, yeah, where you've got to like plan around them. You know, like I get it, it's frustrating. To be honest, I remember when Liverpool got Van Dijk and they had that done a week before the window opened. They announced it. So business can be done sooner. But yeah, I just don't think it's quite a case of Arsenal aren't trying to do things. They need to do better. But yeah, like I think they've tried, man. And a few years ago, we weren't even trying at all to get play. Historically, we're a club that does no business in January. So we gotta be a little accepting of like how bad, like January business has been in the past, man. We're going for a top striker in. We're going for an elite level striker in January. That's something we never do, ever. And again, I'm not trying to stand for Edu or Kroenke or Arteta, but I'm just saying what I see. Because you wouldn't have seen this 3 years ago.
You know? Everyone's asking for Aslan. Aslan, you back?
Yeah, what's good, man? I don't know what happened, man. My lappy just crashed.
Welcome back.
I was waiting for it to load up. But King, let me just ask you this, bro. 4 years ago this month, in this very window, did we not sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, bro?
We did. But why did we do that? We only did that because they got rid of Sanchez at the same time. We wouldn't have done that. We probably needed Aubameyang anyway. We probably needed a striker as well as Sanchez. It's well documented the season before we could have won a striker if we could have won the league if we had bought a striker, but we decided to only buy Petr Cech. So we still needed a striker, but the only reason we did was to replace Sanchez, not because.
I hear what you're saying because you know we got rid of one of our talisman, so to replace Alexis Sanchez in Aubameyang, you know, it had to be done. I totally get you on that. But look, the way I see it, right, is come the summer, we're going to not... Look, we know both positions need to be identified. That's the midfield and the attacking positions, yeah? But obviously, we need to fill in the squad depth as well. But that's not a priority as of now. Now, we've... Since mid-November or as early or even the beginning of December on Spaces, a lot of us have had many conversations, and the general consensus was that we wanted both positions addressed this window, right?
Yeah, I
Now,
feel
bro,
the same.
whether we get a Dusan, let's just entertain it for a minute, right? Whether we get Vlahovic and
Melo.
say another permanent signing in midfield, yeah. Come the summer, we're gonna need a backup striker anyway. We're gonna need another midfield anyway. So whichever midfielder we get, whether that's a out and out defensive midfielder or a goal scoring, attacking minded CM in an 8, we're gonna need the opposite come the summer window. And the way I see it, look, with a week to go, this time next week is when it's deadline day, correct? 31st of January is deadline day.
Yeah.
Next week, Monday. Right. So if we don't make a permanent signing, bro, honestly, I don't feel comfortable, and it's very concerning that I've got to have hope and faith in the club to address all of the potential signings that we need, pretty much what we needed in the summer just gone. And look, again, the general consensus over the summer Spaces were we need 5 to 7. For me, I felt we needed more, right?
Same.
But the club went with 6. For me, that was not enough. And again, this summer window, again, if we're going with we're not going to get anyone, it's only going to be a loan signing. If we're not going to make any permanent signings, bro, I don't believe we're going to make 8 signings in the summer. And if we don't do that, then that suggests to me the vendor signings that we've currently still got in this squad are going to be here yet another season. Yeah. So the way I see it, this club is not working proactive enough. They're always reactive. I understand that this window is not traditionally a window where clubs can go out and get permanent signings over the line. I understand that. Look, we've gone from 2 ends of the spectrum. Someone signing like Kim Kallstrom with a broken back on a 6-month loan spell, and 4 years ago this window in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So we have, so the proof is there in the pudding. We have spent big money in January. Now, at the end of the day, the way I see it, money talks, bullshit walks. This Vlahovic thing all comes down to us not forking out and paying the big money for the agent fee, right? Now, whether we agree with it or disagree with it, look, the money is not ours, man. The money is the club's, the money is the owners. These people have said to us that we are going to make quality over quantity signings. And I'm not seeing it, unfortunately, within my club. So, look, at the end of the day, with a week to go, I have zero faith now. Zero faith. We've sacrificed both our domestic cups, right, in order to focus on this pursuit for top 4. That's all we're going for, right? And I just like I personally hope that we still get there. Obviously, I want us to get back into the Champions League or 5 long years of not being a part of the major European competition. I hope we do get there. Believe me, I do. But I don't have faith that we're going to get into that 4th position with a 23-man squad. Bro, I've seen the youth academies make signings. I've seen the women's team make 3 additions to their squad. I've seen the men's squad being depleted for 1 signing on the mutual agreement was terminated in Sead Kolasinac, and he's gone to Olympique Marseille. The other 3 have gone out on loan. We've gone from a 27-man squad to a 23-man squad.
Do you think they brought back Aziz and John Jules to fit in those 2 gaps?
No,
Dylan,
Aziz wasn't really getting game time.
The club are not intelligent enough or proactive enough to implement those type of clauses into the contract. If they were, Saliba would be here right now, Guendouzi would be here right now, Torreira would be here right now.
100%.
Aslan, can I just
So
point
that's
out?
all I have to say. I have zero faith, bro.
Can I point out one thing? This was not because of a release clause. We literally had everything done. The only thing the club was waiting for was another club to come in that has Champions League football to turn the player's head. What has happened? They have come in and they've turned the player's head.
Where is Juventus in the Serie A right about now? I swear they're not around top four.
Nah, they're like fucking 7th.
They're not even
fifth.
Okay, so then that suggests to me, Gal, that Juventus are going to splash the cash, bro. They're obviously going to
100%.
They're going to offer the valuation of what Fiorentina put on Vlahovic's head in a transfer fee. They're accepting the terms for his wages, for his contract.
Aslan, that is not true.
Why is that not true?
They're actually paying less than us.
Gal, how do you know that's not true, brother?
They're paying 30 million. They're offering Kulusevski over Makeway.
You're telling me 2 weeks ago 90% Vlahovic is coming, and now you're trying to tell me this. What am I meant to believe?
Right, so look, let me put it in perspective. The player wants to stay in Italy.
No, but look, 1 second, you cut me off. Let me finish. So one thing for sure, Juve is paying the agent fee, right? That's one thing for sure.
No.
He wants to stay in Italy.
Juve is not paying the agent fee
They're paying
and
less.
all that.
They're paying less in agent fees. They're paying less in wages. They're paying less in the transfer fee.
So this is all on Vlahovic. Is his preference? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've had the biggest club in
Hates
Italy,
Arteta.
man. It's not.
The
Juve
player-
is the
the
biggest
player
club.
has-
So then,
player
King, let me
has
ask you this, bro. You
on
see where you
Juventus.
said we started all the groundworks, possibly, around mid-October or say early November, in order for this January window, right? And I agree with you. Like, this type of negotiation stuff starts from early. Same, when it comes to like the summer window before the season ends, like the talks, the phone calls, conversations start early, right? But bro, so it starts 2 months prior, and we're now 3 weeks into a 31-day transfer window. Why are we suddenly now giving up hope? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's basically Manuel Locatelli all over again from the
Part
summer
two.
window, bro. We spent 3
No, but
weeks
this is a
in
good thing.
pursuit of Locatelli when he was away at an international tournament.
This is a good
waiting
thing.
for him to come back from the tournament. But we all knew that growing up as a child and his family were lifelong Juve fans. And him being an Italian resident, him going to Juve makes perfect sense. And him not
I don't
wanting
understand
to,
why you
leave abroad, because we all know at the time there's only less than a handful of players who play for the national side of Italy that actually play outside of the Serie A. So that signing was not likely at all. But with this Vlahovic, again, bro, I'm confused. If this guy's preference was to stay in Italy for all this long, how does the club not know about it?
No, because look, right. So can I answer that, Ego? Is that all right?
All the conversations they've been having then.
Yeah. Right. So the players obviously got a preference, right? The same thing happened with Locatelli, where he wants to stay in Italy. He wants to play for Juve. Juve have financial troubles. They're not financially sound. They can't compete with us financially. Where Juventus trump us is European and domestic history and European status as a club, but they're not richer than us. So Juve are struggling to actually fund the transfer. So what Vlahovic is thinking is, I want to go Juve, but what if they can't afford me? If I say to Arsenal offhand, I don't want to go to them, and then Juve, the deal falls through, then I have to go back to Arsenal. Then I re-enter the negotiation table from a position of weakness. Yeah, imagine you tried it with a girl, she knocked you back because she wanted to get with another guy. The guy rejected the girl, then she tries to come back to you. You'd be like, all right, now I'm dictating the terms. Yeah. So this is how it works with players. Yeah. The reality is Juventus didn't have anything concrete. We were already at the stage where we were like, we got the money. We can go right now. We can do this tomorrow. You can sign the papers right now. It'll be done. But he's like, well, you know, what if Juventus do find the money? So he's clearly leaving his options open, which is annoying, but I guarantee he's not the first or the last player that's going to do this. You know, like, if you know that you're going to have options, you're going to want to see all the options. You know, like, if you interview for 10 jobs and they're all good jobs, you know, you're not going to take the first one. You're going to sit the other interviews. You know, if something really strikes you, then you might go for it, but you're not going to close off other options before you've even, seen what they have to offer, you know? So I think I get we're frustrated, but when you think about it logically, this player has made no secret of having a preference. But just because you have a preference of a club that you want to go to, if that club can't buy you, then you've got to find another option, right? We're unfortunately with that option in this equation. But if a player's that good, what is the problem with us being a backup option to his preferred move? You know, like, I get it hurts on the ego to hear that and to hear me say it, but look, the reality is, if it means that we get this good a player and we've given ourselves every opportunity to do that, I don't see what the problem is. You know, because if we win the lottery and we actually get him, then, mate, I don't care how we got him. I don't care if it took long. I don't care if he doesn't want to be here. I don't care if he's here for money. I don't care if he's thinking after 2 or 3 years he's going to go to a bigger club, because we'll get a profit from that. I struggle with people's like how we get frustrated, because I would much rather, as I said earlier, that we are trying to get the very best, and the cost of that is we get knocked back or we have to wait and we have to go through this stress, then we don't go for the best players at all, because we haven't been. Let's be real. For the last 5 years, we haven't been going for the best players in the world. We've been going for what we can get, and that's got us nowhere. Nowhere.
Let me say this. I honestly believe Locatelli first, Dusan Vlahovic second. The next one can be Frankie de Jong. I don't care. I want us to go for the best players. I want us to go for the best possible players for Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
If we don't get them, it's a different story. I'm not going to be upset.
But there's something wrong in the club.
No, we know what's wrong. We finished 8th twice. Players don't want to come to us.
I know, that's what I'm saying, bro. So we need a new manager.
So my point is, if
that's what I'm saying, we need a new manager, exactly.
If you're going to say we're wasting time, today, if we're going for Locatelli, tomorrow we're going for Dusan Vlahovic, and the next day we're going for Declan Rice and Frankie de Jong, I am okay with that. As long as we eventually...
Yeah, but where's the plan B?
We haven't had a plan B, though. We were going for
plan B.
He has no plan B.
Well, if Isak's got a release clause, all you need to do is pay the release clause. You don't even need to negotiate with the club. You just need to rock up with £77 million. That sounds like a backup to me. That's what we did with Party, right? We just rocked up and paid the money. Like when we were looking at our...
We were never going to get 2 midfielders until we showed Xhaka. That was a plan. The plan was to sell Xhaka. Xhaka got a new contract because we didn't sell him. So when we were saying we don't have a plan, and earlier in the video, some of you that said we didn't have a plan even said we had a plan in the summer. Stop saying we don't have a plan. The plan is clear. They said it from the beginning of the window. Arsenal Football Club 100% will be signing a midfielder this window, either on loan or on a permanent. They said 100% Arsenal will be signing a midfielder. They never said 100% Arsenal will be signing a striker. Arsenal then found themselves in a situation where they where they could capitalize on a signing. We did not go to Fiorentina. Fiorentina came to us and said, our player is up for sale. We have one of the hottest prospects. Are you willing to buy him? Arsenal said, you know what? Yes, we would be willing to buy him. This is how much we'd be willing to spend. Then things got worse and worse and worse, and eventually got to a situation where his agent stopped picking up calls for Fiorentina when they were trying to get broker the deal between Arsenal and the player's agent. The player's agent then agreed personal terms with Arsenal and then never picked up the phone again, waited for Juventus to submit a bid. Now that Juventus are submitting a bid, it looks like the player is going to Juventus because he always had his heart set to go to Juventus. So this whole thing about no plan, that's bullshit. But guys,
So can I say, you know, like that 3 months of negotiation.
wrap up the video. We've gone on for 2 hours. Appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for coming on and watching.
All right.
230 people in the chat. I'm gonna end the video right now. But if you guys could do me a favor, hit
Like
that
the video, people.
subscribe button.
Like the video.
Share it, guys.
Anyways, I'm out of here, guys. Done now. Respect
See you
everybody.
later.
Peace.